Wall Street ends up for the day, as several of the big stocks at issue on the Reddit forum of Wall Street Bets remain volatile. Meantime, Robinhood, the online trading app, opened shares for GameStop and other stocks, as Wall Street Bets fires back about the issue about silver squeeze. Meantime, your stimulus check could be getting the squeeze, as Republicans push back with a smaller item. But the progressives have another idea. The progressives who wrote a bill on Friday calling for multiple stimulus checks could be eyeing a run for Chuck Schumer's Senate seat, with AOC taking the charge. Elsewhere, big updates about a concern that there's a financial bubble looming on Wall Street, and that could signal a need for a bigger stimulus package, bigger than $1.9 trillion, as unemployment numbers still remain poor. I have all the incredible financial details breaking this afternoon on your stimulus, Wall Street, and Main Street. This is Afternoons LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Afternoons LALATE with big updates across the board on the Monday afternoon after we saw an announcement from the Republicans of a counterproposal on stimulus. I'll have all those details in a second, but why the progressives' push for multiple stimulus checks could heat up after, as well, a major press conference over the weekend, an interview from Elizabeth Warren calling for that SSI and SSDI of $200 a month to be paid ASAP, even though it's not in the stimulus package. Where are we on a Monday afternoon? Wall Street is just closed and the Dow is up 229 points, up about 1%. The NASDAQ was up sharply for Monday, closing 322, up about 2.55%, nearly 3% for the day. The best day for Wall Street since October. The issue was what drove the market. Trading of Microsoft and Visa led the market up higher, even though firings and words came back from the Reddit online forum of Wall Street Bets, saying that a silver squeeze trending forum online today had nothing to do with it, that it was outsiders trying to get the price of silver to trade higher. There's a concern that the stimulus package needs to go higher, not smaller. But several congressional leaders in the senior age group thought, hey, maybe we should go lower. I have those details coming up in a second. But if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. This is the best channel out there. The most comprehensive financial news, stimulus news from Wall Street to Main Street, from you and everyone else around the globe. And the most comprehensive and interactive, with 3 broadcasts on Afternoons LA, check, then third stimulus, and then I'm back live, answer your questions on live during a live chat of What the Chuck. So please subscribe. And also like this video, and if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Let's turn back to what else happened today. Another short squeeze hit AMC today as it jumped 277% from last week, but it closed flat for today. Robinhood, which is an app that allows you to trade stocks, came under fire last week as it limited trading of the stock GameStop. But they changed course this morning, initially allowing 4 shares of GameStop to be sold or traded, then moving it up to 6 to 20 shares. By the end of the day, AMC 350 shares, BB 700 shares are allowed. Then Express, they allowed 1,000 shares, GNS 5,000, cost 150, NAKD 6,500, and Nokia at 2,000 shares. What does this mean for your stimulus? Concerned that there's a Wall Street bubble about to burst. Early on home LALATE at 12 noon, I asked viewers, do you think there's a bubble? They said yes. They said, do you think it's about to burst? They said yes. I also asked viewers, do you think that the volatility is behind us on Wall Street, or is it ahead of us, and that it could impact stimulus, and that you're going to need more stimulus? They all said the volatility is in front of us, and that you're going to need more stimulus checks and more stimulus relief than $1.9 trillion as proposed by Joe Biden. How does this impact us? Well, a statement by Mark Halifi, Chief Investment Officer at UBS Global Wealth Management, obtained by LALATE to his investors, said the return of volatility over the past few weeks has been driven by market positioning, but many institutions have been adjusting their books to account for this. But given the speed and magnitude and flows in recent days, we think most of the pressure is now behind us. No, says viewers. Viewers say the pressure and the risk is ahead of us and you need more stimulus checks. Does this sound familiar? It should. On Friday, the progressive wing of the Democratic Party wrote a letter to VP Harris and President Biden, saying, you know what? You need more stimulus right here. What was their message? A single check every month, a stimulus check every month until this pandemic is over is what they urged for. They didn't give the number of the amount of the check, but they mentioned the frequency every month. This mirrors a 2020 bill by them that said a stimulus check every month of $2,000 until the pandemic's over. It also mirrors a stimulus package proposed and introduced by Markey, Sanders, and Harris in July of 2020 that said $2,000 a month every month until the pandemic's over or unemployment drops. Neither two events have occurred. So when Harris, who wrote the bill calling for multiple stimulus checks in July of last year, got this letter from the progressives last Friday, asking for, hey, about the same thing you wrote in your bill. What was her response? Silence from the person who, by all accounts, wants to run for president in 4 years because Joe Biden says he's going to be a one-term president. Silence. Joe Biden, silence as well. But that contradicts his reaction to the Republicans. On Sunday, the Republicans said, we have a counterproposal. Today, they said what that counterproposal is. Joe Biden's proposal for the third stimulus package is a $1,400 stimulus check for individuals, $3,200 for adult dependents, $1,400 for children, double it for married couples, $2,800. There is no $2,000 stimulus check. It's gone. It's not being delivered as promised. So what did the Republicans say on Sunday? They said they urged for stimulus checks, but for less people. And today they gave the number. They urged for $1,000 stimulus checks for people who make less than $40,000. In essence, cutting out nearly 50% of all people who have got to the first and second stimulus check, whose income threshold at that level is about $76,000. So why is the Biden-Harris camp acknowledging a proposal from the Republicans to go lower, but not acknowledging a proposal from the progressives to go higher and more often? Not particularly quite clear. As you sit here today, AOC, when she first heard Joe Biden's proposal for $1,400, said that's not what you promised. You promised $2,000 and $1,400 is not $2,000. To be very clear, Joe Biden actually promised more than that. He promised $1,400 and $2,000, or $3,200 and $2,000. Instead, the $2,000 has been tossed. What did Joe Biden do? He thought that he could remove items and make the bill look smaller to appease Republicans. It didn't work because now Republicans have blindsided the Biden-Harris camp by not only not signing on to his proposals, but going lower than Joe's lower number, which should have been low to begin with. FPUC under the Biden-Harris plan, $400 a week, not $600 a week, and not FPUC as retro as promised. Is there SSI and SSDI in there? No, there is no SSI and SSDI in there at $200 a month from now to December, as Joe Biden promised in his transition papers. Senator Warren had a big problem with this on Sunday. She appeared on broadcast news and said, where is this? You have to have this. Seniors need money. Seniors can't cope with this pandemic and the rising cost of eggs and milk, and they're getting less money. They're being left more behind. They're falling into the poverty level. She urged for the Biden camp, which had used the Warren plan for SSI and SSDI $200 a month throughout his campaign and throughout his transition papers, actually reposting it verbatim and crediting her and thanking her to go forward with what he said he was going to do. But is this going to turn a different course? Well, AOC could be eyeing Chuck Schumer's run for the Senate. What's going on? Progressives are now concerned that the Democrats continually go more to the moderate side, continually go more to the center. And when looking at stimulus checks, when they're not going bigger and bolder, when you see FPUC is going narrower and narrower, when you see SSI and SSDI is going smaller and smaller, progressives are not happy with that. And so now what are they talking about? They're talking about a particular run against Chuck Schumer in the Democratic primaries for the Senate. AOC, the progressive from New York, has upwards of $20 million in her campaign funds, says a new report today. And there's reports she could get as much of $100 million in donations for any race she wants. So will she run for Chuck Schumer's race, or will another progressive try to take on Chuck Schumer and get him out because he's not giving you bigger stimulus? A new report from Shakika Karbarati, who's AOC's former chief of staff, says it's exciting to see how much action Schumer's currently taking on. And I hope the progressives continue to pressure him, threatening a potential primary. It's dependent on what Schumer says and does, says Walene Shalid, a communications director for the Justice Democrats, which encouraged AOC to run for Congress. Schumer will have to explain to everyone one of his decisions about one of the most important progressive primary electorates in the country, a section of New York City, if the voters think that they can re-elect him. Basically saying, hey, you want to be majority leader? You better start getting out more stimulus to Americans. Otherwise, we're going to get someone to run for your seat. Whether it's AOC, which some say she may run for governor of New York, or someone else. Will that pressure ultimately put a pressure on Chuck Schumer to get a bigger stimulus? Here's my opinion of the situation. Chuck Schumer told us in early January, you're going to get $1,400 and $2,000 in Joe Biden's bill. Chuck Schumer didn't have Joe Biden's bill. He was presuming what we were told by Joe Biden, listening to the same thing we were listening to, as AOC was listening to. So by all accounts, Chuck Schumer was blindsided, as you were, I was, and AOC was, when Joe Biden's bill had omitted the $2,000 stimulus check on top of the $1,400 stimulus check. So what else? Well, the concern is that Joe Biden will have to deal with a potential bubble on Wall Street. 1. 2, increased volatility on Wall Street, which could cause the markets to crash or go down significantly in a big correction. And or 3, deal with growing unemployment. And with a stimulus package that's at $1.9 trillion, the vast majority of viewers say, go bigger, go bolder. The question is how big and how quickly can he reverse course? Let me answer some incredible comments from yesterday's video. You dropped nearly 2,000 comments in the video. If you have questions or comments in today's video, drop them comments below. Jennifer Spears said the pandemic would end really quickly if they were giving us $2,000 a month. Here we go with Jennifer right off the bat saying the progressives' approach works. $2,000 a month. $1,400 doesn't work. Move away from the centrist Joe Biden plan of $1.9 trillion and go bigger, go bolder. Next, Beverly Curry says, hopefully the bill, not Nancy's broom, will get changed. Anthony Avesedo, sounds good, but it's all talk. I don't believe it until I see it. Zamir Karnell, they're all concerned about the market crashing. People in this country has been crashing for a long time. Who is concerned about that? We are. You are. The Purple Power. The Purple Power embodies everyone of the viewership of this channel. Whether you're Wall Street or Main Street, whether you're SSI or SSDI, whether you're low income or high income, you all need relief. Whether you're looking for SSI or SSDI, or you're looking for an EIDL grant, whether you're looking for FPUC retro, or you're looking for hazard pay, you all are entitled to stimulus. The only question is Congress getting the message? Gregory Tinton. The longer they wait, the further the people in this country will fall behind. That's a great comment by Gregory, because that's exactly what happened on Friday. Janet Yellen, Treasury Secretary Joe Biden, rushed into a meeting with Biden and Harris saying, what's going on? This is taking too long. You need the stimulus package to go out very quickly. This was no less than 3 days after Purple Power stepped up and said, hey, what's taking so long on the stimulus package? You said it was going to happen on day 1. Why are we at week 3 and we don't see a stimulus package? Pelosi and Schumer started to push. Pelosi confirmed on Thursday last week that the stimulus bill would be called for a vote in the House of Representatives this week, and then land in the Senate this week, and then land on the president's table by the end of the week. She also, all over the weekend, said that she's going to call a vote for the reconciliation bill, which is Plan B, and get that sent over to the Senate as well. Marty Lively, good evening, everyone. Fingers crossed on this. Kim Sherrill, I wish they would just get it done and stop dragging their feet. That we need help yesterday. And that's what Janet Yellen said. The longer you wait, the more stimulus you need. Kim Nguyen, give us a check every month until the epidemic is over. That's a progressive argument as well. Greg Reisner, if they really cared about the people, they would have taken care of us before they gave another country another $5 billion. J.B. Bauman, if Romney has anything to do with it, it screws the people and helps him. Charles Barrett, I need the SSI and everything that goes with it. I'm a senior citizen. I worked for 50 years and I need help. And so does the other seniors who stood up for you and the others that have who have done as well. Well said, says Charles. And that's exactly what Elizabeth Warren was shouting, literally shouting about on broadcast news this weekend. These people work their entire lives for this country. Pay taxes. Now is their time for you to help them. Corin Evans, as a dependent SSI recipient, I don't expect anything from the government. The way it's getting, I think it will be a plus. Less stressful to worry about it. David Smith, somebody needs to do something. This is going way too long. Trish Cardell, whatever happened to what he said during the campaign, that SSI has been left behind? And I'm going to be going up to them and saying, what are you supposed to do with the $200 a month for a year and the benchmark and the 20% increase? What are we getting now? Knew it wasn't too true. I want to watch his nose grow. Wow. What she's referring to is the following. During the campaign trail and the transition papers, written no less than 30 days ago, in late December, Joe Biden said, 1, hazard pay. 2, a $2,000 stimulus check. And the CARES Act fix-it check from 2020 of $1,400. 4, multiple stimulus checks as often as so needed until the pandemic's over. 5, FPUC at $600 a week. 6, FPUC retro. 7, SSI and SSDI, $200 a month to December. 8, a lift of your benefits because they've been left behind for too many years, up to 20%. 9, a new benchmark different than COLA, so that your benefits would be reassessed based upon a better benefit every year. Of the 9 items, none of them have made it to the bill yet. What is going on? And that's the big question. In the video after this, I'll be going over in detail what's going on in the third stimulus package bill. What are the Republicans' counterproposals? What's Wall Street's reaction? Meantime, the new forces coming from the external sides. The virus strain from South Africa. The new concerns about volatility and a bursting bubble on Wall Street now signal to go bigger and bolder for stimulus, even higher than 1.9. I'll have all those details next on Third Stimulus Check and Third Stimulus Package. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. Stay informed, stay focused, and save our life for more.